Okay. Honestly, I feel like Jesus really revealed himself to me the first time through a rebuke, which is funny. But no, like I remember being, well, number one, I grew up in church. My father was a pastor, but that's a story for another day. It's been a journey. But when I got to college, I wasn't really very surface level, like I didn't know anything about intimacy. I didn't know really what it meant to worship. All this stuff was like a foreign concept to me. I just went to church. And then I got to college and I started going to A-Life and I thought I was good. Like I found God. So I started doing church. I started to have a better understanding of worship. I lift my hands now, before I didn't. And then like, I think maybe 6 months to a year into that, I got a word from my mentor, Nate. Love that guy. He gave me a word and he told me that I was numb. Like to me, that was a rebuke because I was the type of person, well, I'm still sort of like this now, except now it's real and before it wasn't. But like I always walked around like I'm happy. I'm always happy. Nothing makes me sad. You can't make me cry. Like I literally before 2018, I couldn't remember the last time I cried. I literally walked around like, yeah, I'm good. Like I'm always in a good mood. People see me and that's what they assume too. So I kind of went with it. I don't know like how I started to put that mask on, but regardless, it was on. So I got that word and it challenged me because I'm like, what you mean I'm numb? Like, I'm good. I'm happy. Life is great, even though it wasn't. But so that was the start of it because I had to search that out. I'm like, what does that really mean? What does that look like? So this is what forced me into true intimacy with God. And from that day on, I literally, I've been through so much since then. Like, how like, imagine like you haven't felt anything for your entire life because you were numb. And then like you feel everything all at once. Like, I feel like I never got that in between. There was no in between of like this. No, it was one day I was numb and the next day I felt everything. I felt the pain of rejection. I felt the pain of abandonment. My dad like actually hasn't been in like America since 2005. And this is one of the things that I thought never bothered me. I used to tell my story like it was nothing. I said it and I would always share it and people were like, wow, like that's so crazy. Your life is kind of like crazy. But I'm like, oh, it's no big deal. Because there was no emotion behind it. Like I was just saying the words. I was just saying it. It was empty. It was null. It was void. But when God like opened up my heart, I started to feel every bit of that thing. And I realized that I was just not okay. I was broken. I was super, 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 super insecure, y'all. Like super insecure. My life was governed by insecurity. By the way, like I talked, the way I sat, the way I held my head up high, or the way I waved my hand, like everything. I'm like, did I do that okay? Like, was that fine? Like, is this good enough? Am I good enough? So there was always a constant overthinking, a constant questioning, all this stuff. But I say that to say that this was how I met Jesus, because he told me I was numb, not just to tell me that I was numb, but he brought me through this process to feel, to have a good relationship with my emotions, to heal so that I wouldn't be broken. And so I got to meet Jesus the healer, Jesus the deliverer, I got to meet Abba Father as well. Whew. Because Lord, I'm telling y'all, I could keep saying it over and over again, but I really was so insecure. I remember conversations that I had that conversations with my friends, like my best friend Eunice at the time. I literally wouldn't talk to her about guys. And this sounds so bizarre, y'all, but I feel the need to share this to tell you guys how deep it was. I never was a friend that was talking to a guy. Most of the time I wasn't. I was the friend who listened. You tell me your story, I might give you some advice. And I remember like if there were any times that I did start to think somebody was attractive or I liked someone, I literally didn't want to talk about it because I felt like I would be making the other person feel uncomfortable. I remember stopping conversations and saying, I know this must be weird to hear me, someone like me, like I'm masculine and I'm not feminine, like I'm not girly, I feel like it might be weird for you to hear me talk about this. So I would apologize. Because I'm like, I know you probably feel weird right now. So I could just name a bunch of things, point blank period. I didn't think I was good enough. I didn't think I was worth much. I didn't have these thoughts, but this is what my actions showed. So I never imagined that I would be who I am today. It's really crazy. Like, it's crazy. I feel like shouting because I'm really not insecure. Like, I'm really, you know, a good catch. And it's deeper than how I look, but just like who I am. Like, I'm really happy to be Ayo. And I don't want to be nobody but Ayo. And only Jesus could do that, because if you knew the old me, like, this is amazing that I'm here today. Amazing.